open the door for you. Yes, Calypsonian, take you to your first 10 show. I say Calypsonian, fill you with the instruction. The same Calypsonian, put the first mic in your hand.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the timer on SVG, it is 7:45, and this is the time when we get commentary from Kingsley De Freitas. So Kingsley, if you are able to call us, you can go right ahead and call us at this time. All right, so I guess if Kingsley is able to call, he would call us in a bit. All right. Just to finish wrapping up our conversation regarding the vagrant/homeless persons. So Joshua stated that there is a distinction, and yes, there is a distinction. Although in the context that I was speaking is that there are many persons who are in Kingston who are actually homeless, right? So yes, vagrancy and homelessness are not necessarily the same thing, but many of the persons who I am speaking of, they're also homeless. So just to end off with one of the points that I was making is that there are times when, even as a child, and still to this day, I see the gentleman in town. I still get frightened when I see him because I remember I think I was in third form. That's to tell you how long ago this was. I was in a van and he pulled down the window because I was by the window seat, and he said something, "Look, Shide." And he just pointed at me and said, "Look, Shide." And because I was in a van, like, it didn't quite hit home what he meant or what that was all about, but it still stayed with me. So every time I see him, I kind of get triggered when I see him, But the thing of it is that, like, I just never know what could possibly cause any of them, those who have mental challenges, what could cause any of them to quote unquote trip, right? We have seen instances in the past, and I always remember that incident where a security guard on her way home, this was a mentally unstable person. I'm not sure if he was a vagrant or if he was a homeless person, but he was somebody who was on the street very early in the morning, right? And because we don't always know about their mental stability, it is actually a cause of concern for many of us, myself included, whenever it is I go into Kingston, So I am not sure how exactly this is going to be addressed. I don't know if, as I said, whenever it is that I go into town, that I'm seeing a new face, if indeed the numbers are rising, because I'm not in town every day, if indeed the numbers are rising, and as a result, what is going to be done about this situation? Because we do have to create Kingston is the central business district. It's where everybody goes to, or most persons go to to conduct business or whatever it is that they have to do. It is. Apologies, folks. Give me a moment to laugh. Just 1 second. It is, yes, a cause of concern. And of all things, we should not be fearful. And especially when I think about children who might be going into town to do whatever it is that they have to do, they may not be able to show the same sort of, let's say, stand up to an individual, the same way in which an adult does. So that is just something there of concern. But just something to note.
Yeah, you said something there, which is the resource. I can't remember if you just said it or the one before, but we definitely need to have the resources and the things in place to help these people, because really and truly, that's what I see when I see these people outside, just people who are in need of help from one person or the other, one organization or the other. They're just not in a position to help themselves. As far as I know, I'm not sure if we have any sort of vagrancy laws, but if we do not, then I am pleased, because I mean there are other countries with vagrancy laws, and I don't think they are the best thing to do. And many persons also don't think so. There are persons who have been protesting, for lack of a better word, or fighting for those laws to be changed because they think it's just criminalizing poverty and these things, which I agree with. So it's just a matter of getting them the necessary help that they need to get.
You know, there are sometimes I wonder if we have space to put down, let's say, a homeless shelter, you know, places where persons who just might need to get a start, you know, maybe family has abandoned them. And there are some persons, like, even when you look at them, I was telling you about the situation with one of these, the ladies on the streets, you know, who knows if maybe back then, if the help that she needed, she could have gotten it, that might have prevented her from being on the streets at this present time. So it's just one of those things that we have to think about, and we can't act as though it is.
You can take,
Huh?
you can take this
Oh,
one.
okay. All right.
Okay, pausing on again.
All right. Yeah, it is. It can't be a case where we turn a blind eye to it. We can't look at it only as at a time when we need to, quote unquote, clean uptown. Let's say when we have visitors, royal visitors in particular, to the shows, or when we have the cruise ship visitors, etc., coming here. It is a situation that we ourselves have to address. All right, and yeah,
and even in building, they putting up a facility. Still need to make sure that you have the correct things in place, the proper staff with the proper training. I mean, we don't even have a psychiatrist right now, you know. So, you know, things like that we'll need to make sure that we have in place.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to head on out of this one. And Wendell, good morning to you. Good morning. The way we just had to risk things over here, boy. Let's risk it and see. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Just want to say a quick word on the thing I got to say long. The main problem we are having, I've done a tremendous more than anybody in this country. So nobody don't see me as some crazy person. More than anybody. The problem we are having our children, not just in Kingston, all over the 15 constituencies, is because the young children are turning to drugs very, very early. And they're encouraged with this marijuana, liquor spliff. And what the doctor said to me, 80% of them are basically mental. They're not sick, they didn't stupid, they don't have leprosy. They're basically healthy people. You can imagine 1,500 children leaving school between 2009 and 2013. And what have we done? What has Mr. Gonsalves done? What has Parliament done? What has the politicians done? What has the state institution done? And more going. And I'm saying, my sister, you know, for me, the brother Colin was talking about whether homelessness or what. I mean, but brother, are you people really, really serious about people's children? Just a few, very early this year, well, or late last year, remember, and we, an extreme, the ICON was raising money for a few vegans up at the area there by Massey. I met them. They say, oh, you're the guy who, yes, I raised money for them too. And I'm saying, for God's sake, my sister, we need people in this country that can help. I saw Grenada Prime Minister, new Prime Minister, and he do something or send the video to you to make sure you keep people off the street and we help these young people. And what have they done with marijuana? What have they done with alcohol? What have they done in schools? My sister, you see the pain? You know what? They lift the drug program so they don't police don't go out anymore to help the children and them with drugs. My sister, we need a shake-up. We need all of those politicians and the PULP paid all this handsome and state people who play politics with our lives. We need them out of office today. I gone, man, because you all know, you already care? Do you already care?
All right, do you all really care? Who's you all you're referring to? Us, Hamo, the announcers, or the politicians? Specify.
General public.
I guess it's all of us combined. All right. Yeah. All right. So let's probably leave that if we don't have any other comments on that. All right. So just to give an update, we spoke about the WINLOTT games happening. That started, well, the opening ceremony was on Saturday that just passed. All right. So as of day 3, These are the scores. In position number 4, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All right. St. Lucia is, so St. Vincent and the Grenadines has 17 points. This is as of day 3. I'm not sure what happened yesterday. That hasn't been updated as yet. So SVG at 4th position, Lucia in 3rd, Grenada, Dominica 2nd, and Grenada 1st. All right. So for those of you who might be wanting to keep track of how we're doing as a nation, or for those of you who might be repping the other countries to note, right? Good news, we are 1st place in netball. All right, so that's the only category that we are 1st place in. So not sure what this means generally on a whole. Let's say for the other disciplines, the other sporting disciplines, is it a case where maybe more effort needs to be put into them, or just that we have really strong competitors? I'm not sure, right? I suppose at the end of it, we could probably have an interview with Sean to get a synopsis or some feedback with regards to the games and maybe the performance of the teams. But yeah, that is what's happening as of day 3. So we would probably update you tomorrow when it has been further updated. Okay, so yeah.
And you can also keep up with the games on the various platforms that stream live. Check out the various pages like the SVG Education Media Unit as to just keep abreast of the activities, because they will be posting various updates from time to time. So let's hope that by tomorrow when we come back, we'll be a little higher.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it is truly a case where we have strong competitors. The other teams are really good as well, and at the end of it is going to build something within the students, within the children participating, because not just networking and meeting friends and new friends, but it's also going to help them to develop sportsman-like behavior or further cement it and all of that. So. Sometimes I always say maybe we would not always necessarily come out winners. This is not SVG. I'm just talking about us generally as people, right? We might not always turn out to be winners, but there is always something that we could take away from an experience that we went through. And sports is competitive, so we know that there is going to be somebody who comes first, and there is going to be somebody who comes last. You might not want to be the one to come last, but is to find ways to improve, right? After you figure out where it is that you went wrong. So
you need to get licks in your own house and a boy.
Girl, that's the thing, eh? That is it.
People, let's go out to the games. If you're home and you really don't have anything to do, you can either hire a taxi or you have your own vehicle. Just go walk with a little thing to just, sometimes when you can hear that cheer from your supporters, it gives you that extra strength to go forward, especially you're playing for them. And so let's go.
All right, so we are going to head on out of this segment, but just to know that at 8:10 we will be conducting an interview with the Melisizwe brothers. I hope I pronounced it correctly. It's always tricky for me to pronounce this. The Melisizwe brothers, who are currently here in SVG, who are doing a vocal and songwriting youth camp. All right, so we're going to hear more about what they've been up to, not just within their own singing careers, the musical career, but also in terms of what it is that's happening with the youth camp. All right, so you want to stay tuned for that interview at 8:10. All right, so let's head on out.
Before we go, sorry, Joshua wants to send some birthday greetings to Mr. Foster Burke from SVG and Bermuda, who he says is an avid listener of the radio station. So, Mr. Burke, happy birthday to you from everybody at WEFM.
Not even Joshua?
Oh, yes, and Joshua.
All right, and I just want to say good morning to the gentleman from CWS who I met a while ago. You crossed my mind last night just real randomly. So whenever people cross my mind randomly, I shout them out, right? So good morning to you. You would know who you are, and I forget your name, but you would know who you are. So I hope that everything is okay with you. That's one of the things I say. When people cross your mind, maybe just say a prayer for them, because you just never know. Either call them or say a prayer for them, because
and they say if you mention somebody, you talk about somebody, and they show up the same time, they're going to live long.
So Dianna, you really believe that?
I ain't said I believe it. I just said what the people say.
All right. All right. And with that, we are going to head on. Our time here in SVG, it is 8 o'clock, and our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home. That will live long. But